30 years. Do you know what that number means? That's the amount of time you spend of your life working in that desk, in that cubicle. Question to all of you, how many of you are happy doing it? Day out, day in. How many hours do you put in? 10 hours? 12 hours? 15? 8 hours? 30 years working 24 hours. I'm not saying that. It's World Health Organization saying that. And happiness and work, do you find that together? Well, today I'm going to talk about happiness and work. Now, before I talk about happiness and work, I want to tell you a little story. This story is about a reunion I went to last year, my school reunion. And there were people I met after 20 years. 20 years, life changes. Those people whose nose used to be falling down are suddenly in positions of power. They're suddenly in positions of privilege. They're suddenly who's who. They're top-notch executives. They're CEOs. They're politicians. They're bankers. How many bankers in the room? Now the point is, that is one bunch of people. There's another bunch of people who were becoming something they loved doing. They wanted to become artists, and they became some renowned artists. Some were movie makers, some were literature, some were into writing books. That was the second bunch of people. Now these two bunch of people, there was something very peculiar. The higher the position, the lower the happiness. The more creative a person, the higher the happiness. And I was like, wow, what's so different? Because there were these people who kind of got something of power. They got the money, they got the lifestyle, but they never got the happiness. And there's this bunch of people who got limited money. They're not poor, but at the same time, they were so happy in creative pursuits. And they were working 15 hours, but they were enjoying it. And that got me thinking, what is so different? And when I analyzed, I found two very powerful facts. And this is the good news and the bad news. Which one do you want first?
Bad.
All right, the bad news. Does that mean all these people, which are mostly 80%, and I guess everyone in this room is this bunch of people, 80% of the executives in positions of power and privilege, how do you become happy? Do you quit what you're doing and become an artist? Do you become a musician? How many can do that? Let's be real. We got mortgages to pay. We got families to support. We got money to make. How do we quit our job and change the world? There gotta be a middle way. And that's the good news. There's a middle way that you guys can be happy today in exactly what you're doing. Do you want to find what's going to make you happy?
Yeah. The purpose.
I can't hear you. You see, I was sick last week and my ears are not working properly. So do you want to find your purpose in 5 questions?
Yes!
All right, here goes. Just 5 questions. Grab a pen and write down the answer to this question. Number 1. What do you love? What do you love from the bottom of your heart? Write that one word which comes to your mind. And again, it has to be instinctive. You can't be doing rationalization and logical thinking out here. What do you love doing? Now the next question, and it has to be related. It has to be aligned. The second question is, what does the world need? And if you can't find the answer, what does the world need? Your loving is not important. The third question, what does the world pay for? Right? You just can't quit and change the world and don't find anything to quit for. The fourth question is, what are you good at? Now the important thing is that there are 4 what questions, but magically it will produce a how question. What is the how question? The how question is, how do you make the world a better place? How do you change life? And this is something which becomes magic. So when you answer those 4 what questions, you get the 5th question, which is a magical question. I hope you got it. Now let me give you an example so that if you didn't get it now you should get it. Let's assume you love writing songs. Let's assume you love writing songs. So what does the world need? The world needs music, right? Now the third question is, what does the world pay for? They pay for music albums. And the next question is, you are good at singing. So automatically, what is your purpose? Your purpose is to spread joy. And now think about it. Every day when you come to office and you tell yourself, I'm coming here to spread happiness, I'm coming here to change life, I'm coming here to spread joy. How does that feel? How does that feel? And if you find that thing in what you're doing today, and I can promise you, I can challenge you, I can guarantee you that if you find that thing, that purpose in what you're doing, life wouldn't be the same. Still, any doubts? All right, I got one more slide to convince you. Now, what do you love becomes your passion. Yeah, you heard of that?
Yeah.
Now, what does the world need becomes your mission. Yes? The third one, what does the world pay for becomes your vocation. And most importantly, what you're good at becomes your profession. Now, the most important thing is that you need to watch out to these connections. Everything is connected. It's not one thing, it's all the things. And this is a very popular diagram, but very few people bring it to life. This is the easiest way to find your purpose in just 5 questions. And what do you magically get? Is the purpose. It is just so easy. It is just so easy. So you got to find this for yourself, and once you find this self, you discover your purpose. Now, most importantly, something very magical happens when you find your purpose. Not only happiness increase, joy increase, but people love talking to you. And how is that, Caroline? When you go to someone and you tell them, I spread joy, what will be the next question? How do you do that? And then your story goes, that becomes your elevator pitch. If you are a writer, you can tell people, I create fantasies. And how do you do that? And that becomes magical. And when you introduce yourself with the purpose, then people start a conversation which is so powerful that people remember, and you feel so great. So what I'm going to leave you with is 2 things. 1, when you find your purpose, your job becomes really happier. And you become happy. Happy people do really great things. And when you find the purpose, the world becomes a better place. So my closing quote for you is, the whole world steps aside for the man who knows where he's going. Thank you.
Yeah.